Let me first congratulate all the presenters for bringing very innovative ideas to the table. And I think, if I understand correctly, that they all have entered into a competition here, and wish you all the best. Actually, innovation is a very complex process. We are also in the Ministry of HRD in the process of setting up a innovation fund to bring out innovative ideas in education, particularly school education. So there we have actually divided it into two parts. One is micro level innovation, which is definitely brand new, and the other one is the innovative ideas which have been tested out at the micro level and how to scale it up and enhance its scope. But I think what is most important is when you start doing micro level innovation, you also have to keep the big picture in mind. Sometimes it will have a kind of dent in the local area, but at the same time, if you think about it, it will not always be possible to do that in one go. It may have to undergo several rounds of modifications and all that. So there is always scope for further innovation. So all the big innovations now, whether it is Facebook or Hotmail or anything, they did not take place overnight. There have been many iterations which have taken place, and then they have been acceptable by the society. So I think all of you, I will only say this much, that whatever you are doing, think of that big picture in mind ultimately and then work towards it. And I am sure with your enthusiasm and passion, some of you will definitely succeed in scaling it up, and the others, even if you don't succeed in scaling it up, you would have contributed to at least a limited section of the clientele, and that is also a matter of great satisfaction. I think all this digital empowerment and digital enablement will get a further boost if our connectivity improves. We just saw that we are not able to open a website even in a place like Delhi, which is the capital of India. So you can imagine the condition in rural areas. But hopefully this should change, and our access, there is a big plan to create sufficient bandwidth throughout the country. It may not happen in the next 2 years or 3 years, but it is going to happen. And similarly, in even developed countries like USA, still they have a large population which are not connected with broadband connectivity. Of course, our broadband connectivity definition is quite low, that is 256 kbps and above, whereas in USA broadband is defined as 8 mbps and above. So we still have some way to go, but there is a leapfrogging process in technology which is going on, particularly in developing countries. So we will not remain too far behind in these matters, and you can imagine the benefit that we will have if every teacher in the country has connectivity. So we can create a teachers community which can interact with each other, they can interact with mentors. Similarly, a community of women who are interested in, or not only women, men and women who are interested in gender issues, they can share their concerns, they can share their videos. Now this also similarly, and also you can, for similar ideas, you can change the clientele group. So what you are doing for women's group, you can probably do for high school students, for some of the ideas which environmental concerns. So, and this in the process, actually that model, you also have to think of a revenue model because you have to survive. You may get a grant in the beginning to do this work, but over a period of time, you will have to. So one is certain things can be learned as a hobby, which people would like to pursue further. Certain things can be a vocation. So once the persons get used to this, they would take it up as their profession, because some people are very good in video making. They will find their talent here, and then they will pursue this. And also, kind of like amateurs who would be contributing like to the news channels and all the videos from different areas. If something happens in a remote area, the news reporters are not able to reach. And then the next step is, it's all of course computer IT oriented, but mobile phone is also going to play a much bigger role in the ICT revolution, and that provides connectivity that also is always available with you, so that you are instantly connected to the outside world. So I think we need to experiment with mobile technology, whether it's education or vocational skill development or any other health, any other field. So I did not see many projects on mobile technology, but I think that is something which is worthwhile to pursue. And if I unfortunately I missed the first I think 4 presentations. So, but from the 2 presentations that I have listened to, I would say that these are precursors for much better things which can happen in India, and particularly in the field of education and skill development. This field is going to grow. We have a large number of young persons, and this demographic profile will remain for some time in India, fortunately, and I think we could lead in this field in the entire world. So let me once again congratulate all of you, and wish you all the best, and I think you should be the inspiration for many others to follow suit in getting innovative ideas which will help reduce illiteracy, to reduce poverty, and to bring development to the country. Thank you very much.